Is reverse racism real or a distraction? The phrase reverse racism immediately ignites emotion. For some, it feels like common sense. For others, it feels like a misunderstanding of history. The argument isn't just about race, it's about power, language, and who defines reality. One side argues that discrimination is discrimination. If someone is judged unfairly because of skin color, then race is being used as a weapon. To them, direction doesn't matter. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it. From that perspective, calling it reverse racism is unnecessary and even insulting. They believe racism can target anyone. If a policy excludes someone because they are white, they see that as racism, plain and simple. The other side disagrees strongly. They argue racism is not just prejudice. It is prejudice plus institutional power. Without systemic control, they say, it cannot operate in the same way. In that framework, individuals can be biased. Individuals can even be cruel. But racism, they argue, requires dominance. It requires structures that shape opportunity. It requires history embedded in systems. This is where the debate turns psychological. Is racism about intent, or is it about impact? If someone feels targeted, does that define reality? Or does historical context outweigh emotion? Critics of the power plus prejudice model say it protects one group from accountability. They believe redefining racism shifts blame. They argue it allows hostility to be excused as long as it moves up instead of down. Supporters counter that ignoring power erases centuries of structural inequality. They argue calling everything symmetrical pretends history does not exist. To them, context changes meaning. Social media has amplified this divide. Clips go viral without nuance. Words are shortened into slogans. People argue definitions instead of solutions. And outrage spreads faster than understanding. There is also a political layer. Some say the term reverse racism is used strategically to weaken conversations about systemic discrimination. Others say rejecting it silences real experiences. At its core, this debate reveals insecurity. People fear losing status. People fear losing voice. People fear being unfairly blamed. And fear often hardens positions. So is reverse racism real or a distraction? The answer depends on how you define racism. Is it about individual acts or about structural power? The real question might be, who benefits from the definition we choose? Another layer rarely discussed is how language shapes perception. When people hear reverse racism, some feel validated, others feel attacked. The phrase itself becomes the battlefield. Perhaps the deeper issue is not whether the term is technically correct. It's whether we are using definitions to understand each other or to win arguments. Because if the debate stays stuck on labels, we never reach solutions. We stay divided over wording while real tensions continue beneath the surface. And maybe that, more than anything, is what keeps the conflict alive.